I can't turn on my PowerPoint. I think I'm supposed to go to share screen, right? But because
Yes.
somebody is sharing the screen, so
Okay, I will send you to be a host. Share the screen.
Mr. Sean, you can share now.
okay, good. I will do that now. All right. Okay. All right, I'm ready. So
Shall we wait a couple of more minutes?
yep.
I think we have to wait a few.
I think we can start, Mr. Sean.
Okay. All right. Good.
I will stop the music.
Okay. So
Let me introduce TTA webinar first. So TTA is a community that brings Turkish people and living in Thailand and also expatriate for a various growth. Our mission is to connect with the local and international community to bring more either value or your business network. So, and now we are so appreciated to invite Mr. Sean, Chef A4 consultant from Sentinel Solution, the last drop of clean water cover water saving and water pricing and other knowledge that we have to know about the most important natural resource. And I think we can start now.
Oh, okay. Hi, guys. So, basically, I think as Minnie has introduced myself, so my core activities is actually help corporations, look into waste management, particularly on sustainability, from wastewater to food waste and all those things. And of course, along the way, we would have customer asking, "Hey, what about clean water? Are you going to help us on that as well?" So that's how we start to learn about water. So as we go along, we realize that actually it is pretty scary if you look at the facts. And I have to thanks Cotton for changing my topics, because she was the one who come up with these headings of the last drop of clean water, which I think in a way it is quite appropriate for today's scenario. So let's get on with this entire presentation, what we're going to look at it. Because first of all, I think there's a common understanding among everybody that climate change is onto us. And you can see that there's a lot of things that has been happening, flood, volcano eruptions, and tsunami and all those things. So it's part and parcel of the climate change. And how would the climate change affecting clean water? I think this is one of the topics that we're going to look at it today. So let's start with pretty simple question. What is water? So basically, we use water. Chemically, we call it H2O. I think this is a common known chemical name for water. All right, so what do you use for water? You use for water for drinking, for cleaning, for agriculture, basically to provide food. You put food on table with water, because without water, you can't grow anything and your animal will die. And I guess this is the part that a lot of people overlook, because water is being used in all manufacturing activities, okay, one way or another. But most of the people are not aware of the amount of water involved in the production process. So today, this session, I'm going to share with you some of this information so that you're going to have some better understanding of how critical and how important is clean water for us. Okay, so my first question is that how many % of the earth is covered by water? Anyone? Minnie, you want to try?
Yes, I want to try. I think, as I know, it's a lot, but maybe 70%.
Okay, so the number is 70%, meaning is that 70% of the earth is made out of water. So you're talking about seawater, you're talking about river water or whatever. So this is the numbers. Okay, so once we know that 70% of the earth is water, but then again, the next question that we're going to probe is that of all the water that's available, how many % of the water is actually fresh water? This is the first question. Okay, the second question is that what is the present population that is actually experiencing water shortage at least 1 month in a year. Okay, and the third question is that by 2030, which is another 8 years down the road, what is the global demand for clean water? Would it increase by how many percent by based on the current consumption? Okay, so let's take a look at the numbers. Okay, well, the number here is 3%. Okay, but of this 3% of fresh water, there's only 1% that is actually clean water, meaning you can use that for drinking, you know. Okay, and the second question is that 2.7 billion of the population is actually currently experiencing water shortage at least 1 month in a year, and that is equivalent to 35%. Okay, and 40% is the numbers for the water consumption that is going to increase by the next 10 years. Okay, so now you have some idea of the numbers. Okay, so whatever water that you're seeing now, assumingly a lot, but which is only 1% that you can actually use them. Okay, and you have every 1 in 3 person is facing water shortage. Okay, and that number is going to amplify by another 40% 10 years down the road. Okay, and from there, let's look at the water consumption by the region. Okay, because this will give you some figure as to how is the water consumption is going to be like. Okay, sorry, let's see. Okay, let's look at Asia. So Asia, we have a population about 4.6 billion, and on average, the water consumption is 560 cubic meter per year. Okay, and it works out to about 1,500 liters per day. Okay, you think that is a lot? Where do you see the Americans? Okay, the Americans with a population of 1 billion, and we're talking about North and South add up, and they consume, well, another 30% more than what we Asian do, so which is about 2,100 liters per day. European is quite good. At least, you know, they're only doing 1,000 per day. Okay, from Africa, the number is 482 liters per day. But let's bear in mind that this number is actually not that they don't want to use water, but it's a fact that they actually don't really have enough water to use. Okay, so for oceanic, you know, Aussie and New Zealander, you're looking about almost similar like Asian. So this is the number of water that's being consumed every day, and of course every year. Okay, and this number is going to increase by another 40% down the road. So you'll be looking at yearly increase of about 5%. And okay, let's look at the next question. The next question is that how do we use water? Okay. Ibrahim, you want to take a guess which segment of commercial activity actually consume most water?
One second, Sean. I think it is perhaps for cleaning purposes.
Okay.
So what does it mean? Well, the potable water that we call it, well, it's drinking and cleaning actually for purposes here.
Oh, okay. All right. Anyone else want to try?
Is it farming or agriculture?
Bingo, you got it right. It's farming and agriculture. How many percent?
It's a tough one. 30%?
Sorry, 30%. Well,
It's big.
unfortunately, the number is 70. Okay. Okay, so because you see, this include everything, you know, you drink, you eat, vegetable, fruits, meat, anything that, you know, we put into our mouth. We actually consume 70%. Okay, and having said that, let's look at the commercial building, just like what Ibrahim just now was saying. Okay, because today we're going to look at different segments of water consumption. Okay, so now we know that majority of the water is being consumed in agriculture. Okay, and let's look at commercial building. Okay, in US, okay, there is a study that's how they break down the water consumption in the commercial building. Okay, so you're looking at cooling system using about 28%, kitchen is about 13%, landscape about 22%, toilet flushing is another 20%, faucet is 17%. So that is how the number goes. And I believe throughout the world, this number is quite similar, except when you have certain area that you may not have landscaping. So that water will be actually spread out evenly in proportion for others. So this is the water consumption for commercial building. Okay, and you know, based on our study, is that on a large commercial building, okay, per employee use 69,000 liters of water per year, and 17% of this actually from just washing hand alone, so which is 11,000 liters. So or those, you know, you're not aware of the number that when you go to the toilet and you wash your hand, but this is the actual numbers that when it adds up, it's actually quite scary. So of course, the three largest usage of water in office buildings are restroom, heating, cooling, and landscaping. And restroom actually account for almost 37% of the total water use, and of which this one 17% is just from washing hand alone. Okay. Well, let's look at the next segment, which is hospitality industry. So this is the numbers. So generally for regular hotel, 30% of the fresh water is being used in the hotel room. Okay, so each hotel room on average consume about 300 to 600 liters of water per guest per night. So this number is quite consistent with our actual work, because when we do our work, because we do a lot of wastewater treatment for hotel. So on average for a 4-star to 5-star hotel is about 1,000 liter per room per night. So if you have a 300 room hotels, so on average you'll be consuming about 300 cubic meter of water per day. Okay, so the number is quite consistent in the sense. Okay, and we're looking at 45 to 60 liters are being used, you know, on a faucet per guest during their stay. Okay, so from hotel, let's jump to domestic household. Okay, so this is how a household use their water. Again, the number is quite similar to office building just now. So you're looking at toilet 24%, you know, shower 20%, faucet 19%, washing clothes, laundry 17%, leakage 12%, and others is 8%. So that's how we get the numbers. It's quite consistent throughout. So when we calculate water consumption per household, it is quite similar, although the numbers coming from US. Okay, let's look at hand washing. So faucet, that is something that, you know, when you go to toilet, you will definitely wash your hand. But do you know that with 2 bar pressure, which is about 29 psi, your faucet can run up to 14 liters per minute, okay, which make up to about 840 liters per hour. So one day you're looking about 20,000 liters. So 1 year you look at 7 million. But a lot of people, when they brush their teeth, they always like to let the faucet on, and without knowing that, well, the water is actually being consumed unknowingly. But the sad fact is, water cost is pretty cheap, because I believe most of the household in Thailand, you're paying a couple $100 a year, a month, okay, just to pay your water bill, compared to your electricity bill, probably rack up to about 8,000 or even 10,000. So people are not aware that, yes, affordability is not an issue, but the moment that you let your faucet run, you are depriving other people from having clean water, because the water actually is getting scarce now. Okay. Of course, beautiful golf course. If some of you are playing golf, you know golf course also is consuming a lot of water, because you have to constantly irrigating the grass, or else you will not be as green as it is. But today we are not going to talk about golf courses, but we're talking about some other facts. So I call this fun facts. Apart from using water, we actually eat water every day. Why? How so? Okay. To produce food, okay, is 3,500 liters of water being used per day per person in order to put the food on table for you and me. Okay. To produce a cloth or a paper is about 167 liters being used in the production process per day per person, if you were to break it down. Okay. And cow drink up to 15,000 liters of water per kilo weight of body weight. So if you have a cow of 300 kilo, you know how many water they are talking about. And the grains that they eat, okay, basically consume about 3 million liters of water per cow. So these are why agriculture actually taking up a lot of waters. Okay. Chocolate. To produce 1 kilo of chocolate, it requires 24,000 liters of water. Okay, I don't know, you know, for those chocolate lover, they may hate me because I'm saying something that, you know, I did this presentation last month with another group of people. So the organizer was showing this slide to his wife. His wife said, no way, it's impossible, cannot be. Well, that's the fact here. Okay, and of course, a piece of paper will take up 10 liters of water to produce. So imagine the number of papers that is being consumed by us every day, you know, in our office. Okay, so, well, water crisis or not, these are the numbers. Okay, and climate change is going to, you know, bring us into a even worse situation. Okay, and just for a matter of facts, for Thailand, okay, Thailand, you have a what 513,000 square kilometer of land with 25 river basins. On average, rainfall per year is 1,700 millimeter, which is a lot. So meaning is that you have water available per year is about 3,300 cubic meter per capita per year, which is work out to about 9 cubic per person per day. And you think that water is a lot, but in actual fact, there is a project, they call it the water project.org. They say in Thailand by 2025, you will run out of clean water. So we are now in 2022. So let's see whether this projection is correct, because it's just 3 years down the road. So we don't have to wait for 30 years to really see that. But these are the numbers. Okay. And so what should we do? So basically, it's pretty simple. I believe all of us have to start changing our behavior. Instead of using bathtub, you should use shower, and you should use water-saving shower, so that, you're going to save water. Like I say, just now I mentioned, it is not a matter of affordability, but it is a matter of accountability of resources that's to be able to share with others, because there are people that don't have enough water to use, but you have people that they will soak up in the bathtub for 30 to 45 minutes and let the water run throughout the period. So that is something that we have to really look at. So, because there are other things that we can change to auto sensor, faucet, water saving toilet seat, where you have 2 buttons where, when you do small, you flush less water, and when you do big, you flush more water, or even you have something that consume less water. Use mist sprinkle, well, or when you do your laundry, you should consolidate your laundry, or rather than just 3 to 5 pieces or throw into the laundry and wash. So all this little action, if it adds up, actually it means a lot, because if all of us start chipping in our part, okay, helping people to have more water to use, then everybody will have better life. Instead of when the water drought hit, I think I suppose it is something that you can't repair anymore, because you just can't produce clean water overnight. That's how I look at it. Okay. And well, like I say, if you can wash our hand with 1 liter water flow per minute, why would you waste 9 liters or more? There's always an alternative that can help us save water, and yet you still achieve the objective of cleaning your hand. Because it's all because water resources is actually limited, and there are people that don't have water to use, but yet some of us are actually wasted it away. Okay, so this is the number that we get it from Thailand on average. So what's next? I guess many of us are already, looking into sustainability. Many of us are kind of paying attention or very concerned about environmental issue, pollution problem, or you don't care at all. Okay, it is always the R word that we use. Okay, what we call it, recycle, reuse. These are the R word that we use. But today, I want to look at a different R word here, which is, I believe that you're going to have more meanings. Okay, I think it is very important that we have to rethink, okay, the way that we consume water. Okay, because whatever that you do in saving the water, it matters, and it actually helps to prolong or to extend, the water availability for the community. Okay, and I believe that we have to be relevant, especially in the current situation, towards dwindling of resources, especially clean water. If not, then we will be facing a reset. I believe water shortage will actually set off a reset, because somebody once told me, he said the next world war okay, will be about clean water. And it's not about oil or gold or land or anything. Because it is very difficult to reproduce clean water, especially you only have 3% of fresh water that is available, out of which only 1% can be drink, and used as clean water. Okay, so with that, I conclude my sharing, and I hope it will, shed some light into the way we look at water when we step into the bathroom next time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So I have a question.
Yes, please.
So I saw there is a little fresh water exists in our Earth. So do you think it will have any innovation that can purify the salt water into the fresh water?
Okay, the desalination process actually is already an ongoing process, especially to the Middle Eastern country. Okay, if you go to Dubai, UAE, you go to Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, they do a lot of desalination. But then again, desalination is going to have two impacts. First impact is that once the desalination process will produce brine, they call it, okay, and this is similar to like salt. And if with the amount of water that being sent to desalination plant, the amount of brine is not, they can't handle that salt properly, and this salt will actually ended up to have a negative environmental impact, because you must have a way to manage it. You cannot just leave it there alone. So this one thing. Second thing is that the cost of desalination is actually not cheap. Okay, which is why it's only the Middle Eastern country that is doing it. Okay, unless you have a new technology, a new process that can come up, fast enough, okay, to manage, to produce enough water for 8 billion population consumption. So imagine one person, I show you just now, okay, you're talking about 1,300 liters of water times 8 billion. So how many desalination plants are you going to establish in order to meet the demand? And are you willing to pay? Now you're paying like 16 baht per cubic. It may end up at 16 baht per liter. Are you ready to do that? So these are the food for thought, if you want to move forward. Okay, and I believe the current technology of desalination will not be able to overcome this global issue. That's my perspective. Okay, I hope I answer your question.
Yes, thank you. And so we have two more questions in the chat box for Mr. Ibrahim.
Yes,
so
please.
He asked that there are some houses installing water recycling system. How is the return on investment since the water is very cheap?
Sorry, come again. There's some installing water recycling system. Okay.
Yeah, Sean, actually, I mean, some of the buildings, not buildings, actually, houses, not many, just few. Yes. They install a recycling system that used water will go to a store tank and by chemicals. Okay, it will be clean, and again it will return, but not for drinking, of course, but for the tap water you can use it. But how is the return on investment? I mean, of course, it's supposed to be quite quite long, isn't it? I mean, it should be, because expensive system was
Okay.
cheap already.
Yep. Ibrahim, I think you are touching on a very interesting subject here. It is very sensitive because, you know, in our line of business, whenever we talk to people, it is always, especially businesses, they are always looking at ROI. They say, oh, what is my return on investment? Typically, in my perspective, anything that is being green and sustainable, I'm talking about including solar energy, I'm talking about, you know, probably water recycling plant and other things. Okay, you have to have a longer view. You have to take a longer view approach. Okay, to me, you need to have at least 5 years ROI in order, you know, for people to start implementing it. Because when we talk to a lot of corporations nowadays, everybody say, oh, no, I want 18 months, I want 24 months. Anything more than this, I'm not willing to spend. Okay, and I think that it's not worthy. If you are looking at that, then it becoming a problem. Okay, so typically for water recycling system, based on my knowledge, and because I'm kind of into this, you'll be looking at probably not more than 3 baht per cubic meter if you really recycle your water properly. So it is not expensive, you know, if you compare to you're paying 15 baht for public utility water. Okay, it's definitely worth looking into it. But my opinion is that if businesses or bosses are willing to take a longer view, meaning is that they are willing to accept ROI of 60 months or 48 months, I think a lot of businesses will be actually, you know, participate in water recycling system. But based on our experience in the market, we so far, you know, the numbers of businesses that actually having a recycling system is like, you know, you can count by the fingers, although we have more than 1,000 customers. So that is how bad is the situation.
Right. And water is very cheap in Thailand, Sean.
Yes, it is.
This is, I'm surprising. Is there too much water in Thailand?
No, it's not. It's not too much water. It's political issue, because you know for politicians to start charging expensive water costs, then you know people will start to retaliate. That's my personal opinion. But I believe the government should have come up with 2 tiers or 3 tiers pricing. Okay, for household, you want to support the people. Okay, you want to support the people that you know, general people that may not be able, you know, to that have a lot of money. Okay, you should give them, like say, okay, first 5,000 or 10,000 liter is free, but you should start charging businesses, okay, not 15 baht. You should charge businesses 50 baht or even 80 baht, because they use the most water. All right. I mean, I'm sorry, okay, the hotel operators or the building owner may hate me, but it is true. Okay, you walk into a shopping mall. Okay, a typical shopping mall in Bangkok is consuming no less than 500 cubic meters of water per day. Okay, and yet this 500 cubic meter can, you know, you can actually have initiative to actually cut them down. But yet, because the water cost is deemed so cheap compared to electricity cost, so people, whenever people undertake some green project or sustainable project, people always look at electricity, because your electricity bill is by the million a month. but your water cost is only 100,000. So you get what I mean? So that is the problem. So personally, I believe that businesses who consume, the more you consume, the more that you have to pay. Then people will start to cut down unnecessary wastage. I don't know whether you agree with me. But that's how I think. I think that's the way it should be. Or else, the biggest waster, they don't care, because they will rather spend their investment in saving electricity costs rather than saving water costs.
That's right. I agree also, Sean, actually. Yes,
Right?
and I was always thinking because there's a question from Mr. 𝗟𝗃𝗿 actually.
Okay. What is the possible worst case scenario on water shortage? Are there any feasible technology existing in the world at the moment? Just like 𝗟𝘀𝗲𝗵 𝗪𝘁𝗲. And do you think it will be possible to produce water? Okay. All right. The worst case scenario is that, I think everybody will die because we can't survive without water for over 3 days. That is the worst case scenario. Okay. I guess we look at India, we look at Africa on continent. Well, I guess that situation is going to happen to us, if there's no water, clean water that's coming to us. Okay. Having said that, is there any feasible technology exists in the world at the moment? Yes, there is. Okay. There is a technology that now they are harnessing the moisture from the air and producing that as water. Okay, and it's already been a quite matured technology. Okay, the issue why people are not looking into it is that people still think that, well, if I'm getting the water 15 baht per 1,000 liter from the government, why should I invest in the machine to produce water myself? That is always the case. But this technology, you ask me, yes, I think it's a very good technology because that will help you solve a lot of problems. At least, you don't have to worry about the drinking water anymore. Okay, for washing, it's okay. You can cut down your washing part. Okay, but drinking is something that you cannot live without. Okay, so this technology that produce, they call it from humidity into water. Okay, it's quite a good technology. If you are far-sighted enough, I think you should look into, investing or investigating this technology, because this will help you overcome at least drinking water problem. It's done. All right. Have I answered the question?
Yes. Thanks, John.
Okay, you should check it out because this is quite a good technology.
Sure, I will check. But as you said now, no need to be in hurry, right?
Yeah.
we still can get water whenever we want.
Oh yes. Like I say, the 3R. Okay, so we have to be far-sighted enough. Okay, because when the water shortage hit, it is really hit. So it's not going to come slowly, but it's going to be an overnight situation. Then the government, okay, no, we are running out of water. That's it. Full stop. Then everybody will start to scrambling to recycle or and all those things. But then again, that will take time because you cannot catch up with the magnitude of the scarcity when it actually hit. That's my opinion. Okay.
Any duration expected shown? I mean, because we are talking about all the clean water. Well,
Yes.
yeah. Well, I'm expecting within 20 years. That's
Okay.
or am I too say realistic or?
I think you are too optimistic. Okay, because they are survey, they are study in the market. Okay, globally. I think the water scarcity may start to hit us 3 years, 4 years down the line. So you have basically 3 to 4 years to prepare yourself. I hope this is not true, but it is always
Yeah,
prepared.
and there is no, well, I don't see, there are just a couple of maybe countries, they invest for the infrastructure, because it's very interesting in Thailand also. You see around 5 months, it's rainy season, but they don't store the rainwater anywhere else.
Correct. Ibrahim, you brought up a very interesting topic. Okay, I believe if you own a landed property, okay, and you have space, that is something that you have to start doing. You can harness the rainwater, and then put up a decent filtration system, and that water, it will take you a long way. Okay, if you have a water tank of say 5,000 liters or 10,000 liter, it will serve you decently, during the drought, which is free. And all you need to do is just filter it. And if you are still not sure, put in a chlorine dosing system, to sanitize the water. And then we are good to go. And you don't even have to pay 15 baht per 1,000 liters, to get water supply. That's provided you have a landed property, because that's the cheapest way to solve water crisis. Okay, so any more questions?
Actually, I have one more question.
Please.
So I'm like I review your company Sentinel solution. So I
Yes.
saw that there are many solutions, and I would like that what the client what do Sentinel clients do the most for green solution, like garbage management, something like that? Because I saw it have many services, and I would like to know what is
Oh,
the most common
okay.
that, yeah.
All right. Let me start off with what we do initially when we started business 7, 8 years ago. So basically, we have a technology that is producing some microbes, bacteria, and enzyme that can actually clean up wastewater. So that's how we started our business. So we do a lot of clients that is having problem at the kitchen, your fat, your oil, and your clotting issue, because most of the time, all this will go to the rivers or go to the landfill. So we have this product that we are able to decompose and turn the fat, oil, or even wastewater, into clean water, these decently clean water, so that you can actually recycle them if you want. If not, then at least when you discharge to the public drain, the water is clean enough, in a way, because you're going to have a department of environment will have a standard to follow. You must not have more than BOD of 20, COD of 110, and all those things. So that's how we started our business. And we do a lot of hotel business, because hotel customers are pretty sensitive when it comes to smell problem, and they can't afford to have that. So our product is very good in getting out the smell. So that's, people start to use our product and services. And as we go along, then our customer to come to us, hey, we have food waste. Can your product solve the food waste issue? I say yes and no, because to be effectively solving the food waste, you should be able to turn the food waste into compost fertilizer. Okay, and of course, you need a machine to do that. So, which is why with that, we actually partner with a technology owner from Malaysia, okay, to promote this machine so that food waste can become compost fertilizer overnight, and you can use that to grow your vegetable and all those things. So our idea is that you can create a circular economy with zero waste. So because our customers are basically hotelier, so I say, look, no, you are already buying vegetable, and you already have food waste. Why not you turn your food waste into fertilizer, and then sell back this to the farmer so that they can grow organic produce for you. Then you buy from them and you serve to your customer, so that you can create a story about it. So that's how, you know, we get into a food waste business. And of course, the next one is that we have the water savings device that's imported from Sweden, that basically cut down your water, faucet water, from 10 liters to 1 liter. And the reason why we're doing it is also because a customer, they ask us, hey, you know, can we recycle the wastewater? I say, yes, we can. Okay. But still, Thai people, they are very skeptical when you tell them that you're going to use recycled water. They say, oh, you know, no, I cannot use recycled water. You know, they call it, Thai people call it what, 𝗟𝘀𝗲𝗿, you know, that kind of situation. So they say, no, they cannot accept that. I say, okay, well, if not, then they say, hey, is there anything they can help me save water without having to use the wastewater? So that's how, you know, we partner with another company from Sweden to do that. So that's why, you know, we are one thing linked to another because of our customers' need. So they say, look, you know, we want this, and there's nobody that's doing it in the market. So okay, I'll find a solution for you. So that's how we slowly expand our product range. And we only do sustainable products and sustainable solution because we believe that is the right thing to do. Okay.
Okay. So anyone have any question?
It was great actually. It was. I think we should do it with some university students. This one shown, I mean, informative, technically strong webinars. It's very good actually, especially water is very important subject in my opinion. Yes, we can do again with a webinar, maybe all, not even seminar, conference to the university.
Yeah, I'm happy to share, because I believe it is part of my duty, you know, to bring the awareness to the society. At least people will see water from a different angle, from a different perspective, rather than, oh, water is cheap, you know, and I can afford. Well, it is not a matter of affordability, but it is a matter of sharing the resources with your community. That's how I look at it.
Right.
Yes. Okay. Thank you for sharing again, Mr. Sean. I think this webinar will benefit to our audience so much.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm very happy to share this, because that's my passion to share. And I tell you, look, you know, you should save water. You should not just waste your water, or those you can afford, you know. All right.
Exactly. Okay, then thank you very much, Sean.
Thank you. Okay.
It was great to have you, definitely.
Yep. Yep. And
So hopefully we can do a bit. And anyways, see you tomorrow in the
yes.
networking event.
That's what I'm talking. I say I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, Sean.
All right. Thank you. I see you.
Thank you for the
Bye.
webinar.
Thank you.
Thanks.
See you
See you.
tomorrow.
Yep. See you.